A high-priced defense attorney walks into Judge Caprio's courtroom with his wealthy client. They're smirking, whispering jokes, treating the proceedings like a game they've already won. The case, a reckless driving charge that nearly killed the family. But this lawyer has a reputation. He gets rich people out of everything. And his client, a trust fund kid who's never faced real consequences in his entire life. What they don't know is they're about to push Judge Frank Caprio past a breaking point he rarely reaches. And when this judge has had enough, careers end. Hit subscribe right now because 97% of viewers haven't subscribed to the narrator. And this case proves why courtroom arrogance is the fastest way to destroy yourself. By the end of this video, you'll watch a $500 per hour attorney lose his credibility and his client lose their freedom. All because they forgot one simple rule: never mock the judge. Here's the question. What happens when a lawyer thinks he's smarter than the system? You're about to find out. Friday morning, 11:20 a.m. The court calls Marcus Aldridge, represented by attorney Jonathan Prescott. Marcus Aldridge, 28, walks in wearing a custom suit that costs more than most people's monthly rent. Designer sunglasses pushed up on his head. Rolex visible. The walk of someone who's never been told no. Behind him, attorney Jonathan Prescott, 45, from Prescott & Associates, one of Providence's most expensive defense firms. Tailored suit, leather briefcase, superiority complex. You can see from across the room. They approach together, and immediately something's wrong. They're leaning toward each other, whispering, smirking. This is a courtroom, not a country club. Judge Caprio looks up. Mr. Aldridge, attorney Prescott, good morning. Prescott responds with barely concealed condescension. Your Honor, good morning. We're here regarding what I believe to be a grossly exaggerated reckless driving charge. Grossly exaggerated. Judge Caprio repeats. Mr. Prescott, before we discuss your opinion of the charges, let's review the facts. Mr. Aldridge, you're charged with reckless driving, excessive speed, 95 in a 35 zone, running a red light, and leaving the scene. Is that correct? Marcus leans toward his attorney and whispers something. They both suppress smiles. Judge Caprio notices. Mr. Aldridge, did you have something to share with the court? No, Your Honor, Marcus says, not bothering to hide his smirk. Prescott jumps in smoothly. Your Honor, my client was merely clarifying the details with me. As for the charges, we're prepared to present context that significantly changes the narrative. I'm listening, Mr. Prescott. Your Honor, my client is a graduate student at Brown University studying neuroscience. He was driving home from the library late at night when he encountered what he perceived as a medical emergency requiring immediate response. Judge Caprio's eyebrows raise. A medical emergency? His mother called, reporting chest pains. My client, understanding the symptoms of cardiac arrest, made the decision to reach her as quickly as possible, potentially saving her life. It sounds reasonable, until Judge Caprio pulls up the police report. Mr. Prescott, according to Officer Martinez, your client was stopped 3 miles from a nightclub at 2:15 a.m., not coming from any library. His mother was contacted and stated she made no such call and has no cardiac issues. Your client also had a blood alcohol level of 0.09, just over the legal limit. The courtroom murmurs. Prescott doesn't flinch. Your Honor, the breathalyzer results are being contested. My client had used mouthwash containing alcohol prior to the stop, which can cause false positives. Marcus whispers again to Prescott. This time, they both smile openly. Judge Caprio's patience is wearing thin. Mr. Aldridge, I'm going to ask you directly. Why do you and your attorney find this situation amusing? Marcus straightens up, trying to look serious, but failing. I don't find it amusing, Your Honor. This whole thing is absurd. Wrong word choice. Catastrophically wrong. Subscribe to the narrator if you believe lawyers should defend clients, not mock the court. Judge Caprio pulls up dash cam footage. Let's watch what Officer Martinez saw that night. The video shows Marcus Porsche weaving through traffic at insane speed, running a red light, nearly sideswiping a minivan with a family inside. The minivan swerves, almost hits a pole. Marcus doesn't stop. The courtroom watches in silence. This wasn't someone rushing to help his mother. This was someone driving drunk and reckless. Mr. Prescott, that minivan contained a family of 4, 2 children in car seats. Your client missed them by inches. Prescott barely reacts. Your Honor, the video shows my client maintaining control of his vehicle at all times. No contact occurred. No contact occurred because the other driver took evasive action. Your client forced them off the road. With respect, Your Honor, forced is inflammatory language. My client passed another vehicle while exercising his right to. His right to what, Mr. Prescott? Drive drunk at 95 miles per hour through a residential area? Marcus leans over and whispers something to Prescott again. Whatever he says makes Prescott bite back a smile. Judge Caprio slams his hand on the bench. Mr. Aldridge. Mr. Prescott. What is so amusing that you keep whispering and smiling during proceedings about you nearly killing a family? Prescott straightens, professional mask back on. Your Honor, I apologize if our attorney-client consultation appeared disrespectful. That was not the intent. Then what is the intent, Mr. Prescott? Because from where I'm sitting, you and your client are treating this court like a joke. Your Honor, we're simply confident in our defense. My client made an error in judgment, but caused no actual harm. We're prepared to accept a reduced charge of improper lane usage, a small fine, and move forward. The audacity is breathtaking. Judge Caprio stares at him. You're prepared to accept, Mr. Prescott? You don't dictate terms to this court. Of course not, Your Honor. I'm merely suggesting a resolution that serves justice without unnecessary. Marcus whispers again. This time his voice is just loud enough for the courtroom mic to catch. This is taking forever. I have plans at 3. The courtroom goes dead silent. Judge Caprio's face transforms. The warmth that usually defines him vanishes completely. Mr. Aldridge, did you just say you have plans at 3? Marcus realizes his mistake but tries to play it off. Your Honor, I just meant. You meant that this court proceeding, dealing with charges that could have resulted in multiple deaths, is inconveniencing your social schedule? Prescott intervenes. Your Honor, my client misspoke under stress. Your client misspoke, or your client revealed exactly what you both think of these proceedings. Judge Caprio stands up, and when he stands, the entire courtroom knows something serious is happening. Mr. Prescott, in my 35 years on this bench, I've dealt with hundreds of defense attorneys, good ones, bad ones, aggressive ones, passive ones, but I've rarely encountered one with such blatant contempt for the judicial process. Your Honor, I have no contempt. You walked in here with a fabricated story about a mother's heart attack. When that was exposed as a lie, you pivoted to mouthwash causing false breathalyzer readings. Throughout this proceeding, you and your client have been whispering and smiling like this is entertainment. Prescott's professional demeanor cracks slightly. Your Honor, with respect, zealous defense is not contempt. Zealous defense, Mr. Prescott? Lying to the court is not zealous defense. Coaching your client to fabricate emergencies is not zealous defense. Treating these proceedings like an inconvenience is not zealous defense. The prosecutor stands. Your Honor, if I may add something to the record, please? Go ahead. This is Mr. Aldridge's 3rd reckless driving charge in 2 years. The previous 2 were both represented by Mr. Prescott. Both were reduced to minor violations with small fines. It appears there's a pattern of this attorney gaming the system for wealthy clients. Prescott's face goes red. Your Honor, that's a baseless accusation. Is it baseless, Mr. Prescott, or is it accurate? Marcus, showing spectacularly poor judgment, speaks up. Your Honor, I pay my attorney well to get results. That's how the system works. The courtroom gasps. Even Prescott looks horrified that his client just said that out loud. Judge Caprio's response is ice cold. That's how the system works. Mr. Aldridge, you think justice is for sale? You think because you can afford a $500 per hour attorney, You can endanger families and walk away with a slap on the wrist? Your Honor, I didn't mean. You meant exactly what you said. And Mr. Prescott, your client just openly admitted that you've been manipulating outcomes for money. Do you have anything to say about that? Prescott is scrambling now. Your Honor, my client is obviously not articulating himself well under pressure. Oh, I think he articulated himself perfectly. This is a gain to both of you. A rich kid who's never faced consequences and a lawyer who's built a career on making those consequences disappear. Don't forget to subscribe to the narrator for moments when the system fights back against corruption. Judge Caprio sits back down, but his expression remains stern. Mr. Aldridge, here's what's going to happen. The charge of reckless driving stands. The excessive speed charge stands. Leaving the scene stands. You will serve 90 days in county jail, with 60 days suspended pending completion of a year-long probation, including mandatory substance abuse counseling. Marcus' face goes white. Jail? Your Honor, I'm a student. You're a repeat offender who nearly killed a family and thinks it's funny. 30 days in jail starting immediately. Your Honor, please. Additionally, your license is suspended for 18 months. You'll complete 200 hours of community service, and you'll pay $2,500 in fines. Prescott jumps in desperately. Your Honor, this is excessive for a first time. First time? Mr. Prescott, this is his third reckless driving case in 2 years. And each time, you've gotten him minimal consequences. That ends today. Your Honor, I request time for my client to get his affairs in order before. Request denied. Bailiff, take Mr. Aldridge into custody. Marcus looks panicked. What? Now? Your Honor, I can't go to jail right now. You should have thought about that before you drove drunk at 95 miles per hour through a residential area. Bailiff. As officers approach Marcus, Prescott makes one more attempt. Your Honor, I'm filing an immediate appeal. This ruling is... File whatever you want, Mr. Prescott, but your client is going to jail today. Then, Judge Caprio shifts his attention fully to the attorney. Mr. Prescott, I'm also filing a formal complaint with the Rhode Island Bar Association regarding your conduct in this courtroom. Prescott's face strains of color. Your Honor, what conduct? Presenting fabricated evidence about a medical emergency. Coaching your client to lie about mouthwash causing false breathalyzer results. Demonstrating repeated contempt for these proceedings. Creating a pattern of helping wealthy clients avoid consequences for serious offenses. Your Honor, those are serious allegations. They're not allegations, Mr. Prescott. They're documented facts from this proceeding and your previous cases. The Bar Association will investigate whether your conduct meets professional standards. Prescott's career is flashing before his eyes. A bar complaint can destroy a legal reputation permanently. Your Honor, I was simply providing zealous representation. No, Mr. Prescott. You were gaming the system, and it stops today. Marcus is being led away in handcuffs, still protesting. This is insane. My father will hear about this. Our lawyer will. Your lawyer is about to have his own problems, Mr. Aldridge. I suggest you focus on your own situation. As Marcus is escorted out and Prescott gathers his materials in stunned silence, Judge Caprio addresses the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, what you witnessed today is what happens when people believe money can buy them out of accountability. The packed gallery listens intently. Mr. Aldridge came here thinking his wealth and his expensive attorney would make serious charges disappear. Mr. Prescott came here thinking he could manipulate this court the way he's apparently manipulated outcomes before. An elderly woman in the front row speaks up. Your Honor, may I say something, please? She stands slowly. I'm Margaret Chin, and I was in that minivan your video showed. My grandchildren were in the back seat. The courtroom goes completely silent. That man almost killed my family. When his car came flying through that intersection, my son had to swerve so hard we almost flipped. My granddaughter had nightmares for weeks. And he just kept going. Didn't stop. Didn't look back. Didn't care. Her voice breaks. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for making him face what he did. Judge Caprio's expression softens toward her. Mrs. Chin, I'm so sorry you and your family experienced that. I'm glad you're all safe. She nods, wiping tears, and sits back down. Judge Caprio continues. This is what Mr. Aldridge and Mr. Prescott treated as a joke. A family nearly killed, children traumatized, and they were in here whispering and smiling. I've been a judge for 35 years. I believe in second chances. I believe in rehabilitation. I believe that most people who make mistakes deserve opportunities to make things right. But I also believe in accountability. When someone repeatedly endangers others and shows no remorse, when an attorney helps wealthy clients avoid consequences for serious crimes, the system has to respond. A younger man in the back stands. Your Honor, I'm a public defender. Can I say something? Go ahead. Thank you. I represent clients who can't afford attorneys like Prescott. They make mistakes, sometimes the same mistakes Mr. Aldridge made, and they get the full weight of the law. No reduced charges. No gaming the system. Just consequences. He gestures toward where Marcus was standing. That young man has been arrested 3 times for reckless driving. 3 times. And each time, he walked away with almost nothing. Meanwhile, my clients who can't afford $500 an hour lawyers go to jail for first offenses. That's not justice, Your Honor. What you did today, that's justice. Equal application of the law regardless of wealth. The courtroom applauds. Even the prosecutor is nodding. Judge Caprio responds. Thank you, Counselor. You're absolutely right. Justice cannot be for sale. The law applies equally, or it applies to no one. Where are you watching from? Comment your city if you believe wealth should never buy immunity from consequences. Mr. Prescott built a career on exploiting loopholes and manipulating outcomes for clients who can pay. Today, that career took serious damage. The Bar Association will investigate, and they should. Mr. Aldridge believed his trust fund and family connections made him untouchable. Today, he learned that courts don't care about your bank account, they care about your actions. Some of you might think 30 days in jail is harsh. Let me tell you what's harsh: nearly killing a family and thinking it's funny. Driving drunk at 95 miles per hour through a residential area and being annoyed that your court hearing is inconvenient. That's harsh. Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. This courtroom exists to protect communities from people who think rules don't apply to them. It exists to ensure lawyers serve justice, not just wealthy clients. And it exists to remind everyone, no matter how much money you have, no matter how expensive your attorney, that actions have consequences. Mr. Aldridge will spend the next 30 days thinking about the family he nearly killed. Mr. Prescott will spend the next few months explaining his conduct to the Bar Association. And hopefully, every other wealthy client and high-priced attorney watching this will remember, this court is not for sale. The gavel falls. Subscribe to the narrator right now for more moments when justice prevails over money, when accountability defeats arrogance, and when the system protects those who can't protect themselves. Marcus Aldridge walked in smirking. He left in handcuffs. His attorney walked in confident. He left facing a bar complaint. Judge Frank Caprio proved that day what every American should know. Wealth might buy you a good lawyer, but it can't buy you immunity from justice when you endanger innocent families. This is what accountability looks like. This is what equal justice means. And this is why some judges become legends.